This is our second tutorial with the events calendar in Squarespace, and within this tutorial we'll be adding a calendar to any text page on the website. So I've got a test page ready to go, and I've also added one event to the event calendar. So if I go to the text page that I want to update or to add the calendar into, I then can roll over and click on edit, and I'm in the formatting option. So I'm going to add a calendar below these two sections here. So first of all, I need to make sure I select the right length of line. So I want the calendar to go across the full width of the page, as opposed to it going directly under the first of these two columns. So I select the outer widget, where you can see that there's a full line selected. And now I can scroll down and find the calendar option. It's under More. So this gives us a month-by-month calendar, which can look really nice if you've got a high volume of events within your event section, and by that I mean at least 1 to 2 per month. Otherwise it can look very, very empty, and I'd recommend going with a list format, which I can show you how to add shortly. So once we've got our events calendar in place, I can then just select underneath events, make sure I've got the right calendar selected. And what I've got here is one 2-day event that we added in the previous tutorial. Click apply, click save, and it's as simple as that. So when you roll over a date when there is an event, you can then see the title of the event, the location if you add one in, start time, end time, and also the summary or the exit for that event as well. When you click on the title, it'll then take you through to the event. So if we go back to our text page, so we've put in the calendar option. As I mentioned before, that's really good if you've got a good volume of events that are recurring throughout the year. Also bear in mind that if you update the calendar once a year, as you get towards the tail end of the year, it's going to look quite empty. So I'd always try and recommend to update on a regular basis, where you've got that constant flow of events coming through on your listing or on your calendar. The other type of event preview is to put in a listing. So if I was to again add another widget above it, I can now choose a list summary. Oops, I didn't select. There we go. And instead of selecting news or blog, I can now select the events for it. So this is great if you say, for example, you've got 5 or 6 events per year, and this month-by-month calendar format then is overkill for that, and then you can add in your event listing. You can then go through and choose various aspects of how it's going to look. So things like from the aspect ratio of the image through to the percentage of space, or the size of the image and the space it takes up on the page. You can also adjust things like the image alignment. We're going to have another tutorial about using summary blocks in more detail, but for now this just gives you a good idea of how you can show events on your site. So you can bump the number of items or the number of events that appear in that list up to 30. I'd recommend if you're starting to look 15 or 20 plus, then that's where you probably look at the month-by-month calendar, unless of course they were all in the same month. So those are our 2 options for displaying events on any text page, including the home page on your website.